back to Great Day Live's Holiday Bites and Delights, sponsored by Kroger. If your holiday dessert table needs a little extra magic this year, then you are in for a treat, literally. Joining us today is Janine Washley. She is the flavor queen, and she is here to show us how to create the most charming and delicious holiday classics of all time, the Yule log. So great to have you in.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, this is something that I've been doing, like, I am not joking, since my 20s. Like, I wanted to have something that was super impressive, and, you know, Julia Child would make the bûche de Noël, you know, that we all call the Yule log.
Yeah.
And the Yule log's history is, so, you know, back in England, you know, in Europe, they would burn the largest log that they had in their fireplaces. And as long as the Yule log was burning and they could maintain that fire, they could celebrate Christmas and they could party and, you know, all of that.
Okay.
So when the Yule log was done, the party was over. So you wanted the biggest and most beautiful. So this is what this commemorates, is that beautiful, you know, log that they would have in the fire.
Oh my gosh.
So, you know, so we've gone and we've actually made this. I shopped at Kroger and got, well, I love Duncan Hines because Duncan Hines got his start in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, so it's a Kentucky brand. So I got, well, and they are also working with Dolly Parton. So this is Dolly Parton's chocolate cake.
A very Dolly Christmas. I love it.
Very, exactly. So this Yule log was made with a cake mix. Now, typically I use a French sponge recipe, and this turned out so beautiful. I mean, look at it. It kind of even has a log-like look, and it kind of split right here, and I was going to play that up. So this buttercream is literally that, you know, it's but unsalted butter and confectioner's sugar, and it's very creamy, and we're just going to cover this log like this. Just finish covering that, and I'm going to leave that.
I love that this is like super rustic looking. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, you can, you're only using a little offset spatula, and that really adds to like the texture of it too.
It really does. And then, so you could leave it like this, or you could get kind of, you know, wild and crazy and cut this part off like this, and look, it made the perfect cake roll. So a cake roll, you want to have that C, and then you want the C to come into a complete spiral. So we achieved that with that Kroger cake, you know, that Duncan Hines cake mix.
Yes.
Then you can put that part on here and just make like a knot, you know, knot here, and then that's a really cool, you know.
Cute.
Yeah, so it's really cute the way that that looks, you know. So we can do that, and then you just come back in. I'm going to leave, like, that started cracking a little bit, and I thought, you know what, this is the kind of stuff that squirrels live in the summer or in the winter time, so that's fine. Then you can take a fork, and you just kind of draw through it like this to create that texture, you know. And again, it's so rustic, but yet it's so elegant. And I find that a lot of my younger friends who have families, you know, young children, you know, that they want to entertain and have beautiful things like this, but they also want something that their children are going to be able to eat. So then, this is the fun part. So traditionally, you always make meringue mushrooms. So I thought, you know what, here's some frosting, and we'll take some frosting and make a big glob of snow, and then you can stick some of those mushrooms in there.
Yeah, these are so cute. And again, like, they're like a little cracked on the top. Let me,
it's
I don't know where
realistic.
the camera went, but there's like a little crack on the top, and that's something that you would actually see
in,
you know,
in nature.
In nature, I love
You sure
that.
would.
So cute. And how did you connect the top and the bottom?
Well, you just take, like, I just like literally heated up chocolate chips in the bag, and these were a great price. So here's like the top of the meringue, and you just pipe a little bit of the chocolate on there. Let's see, it's easier to manipulate like this. And then you just pipe a little bit like that, and then you take your bottom and you go like this, and then just give it a few minutes, and then it will
kind of like set up and harden.
It'll set up and harden. So I'm kind of rushing it right there.
That's okay.
But
yeah,
it sure
even like
will.
kind of squishing it in the cake a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, they can kind of be placed all over. And I love the variety of sizes. Look at this little baby.
Yes. And then this is moss made out of matcha and coconut. So we could put a little moss at the base.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, just like you would see in nature.
So you just mix the matcha powder in with the coconut, and that's what made it
I just
the
put
green
it in
color?
my bullet blender and then just, you know, kind of pulverized it together, and it just colors up so beautifully. And then you can kind of scatter that around. And then I had some cupcakes, and I just, you know, transformed them into snowballs because, you know, this would be a great log to hide behind, you know, for a snowball battle.
Oh, yeah.
You know. And then we'll just stick maybe a mushroom over here. And then all of a sudden you have something that is kid friendly.
Yes.
And that, you know, the adults will be taking pictures of and putting on their, you know, Instagram. And then another friendly one is this hot cocoa dip here. So the hot cocoa dip is literally 3 ingredients. I got, you know, Kroger had this whipped topping, the extra creamy, and then Kroger cocoa mix, and then one of these small marshmallow creams. Mix all that together, and you've got hot cocoa dip, and then just use the cookies around it. It's awesome.
It looks like I could drink that. Like the
Yes.
presentation is perfect, and I love these green plates. Like it just makes it pop extra.
Well, again, I hate to keep saying Kroger, 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 but really, I found these at Kroger.
Wow.
And you can get place settings, so you literally can set your entire table. You've got these beautiful tablecloths. Green, this beautiful forest green is the color for the holidays this season. And, you know, everything was right there and very convenient at the Breckenridge Kroger.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, Janine, you are staying with us because you have another recipe.
Oh, yes.
You are an avid baker and
Yes.
you love to decorate cakes. So I cannot wait to see what you have planned when we come back.